It's a real quick video because I want to talk my mess about the whole Starfield thing. So, I watched gameplay of it. I've played a little bit of it. Wasn't interested. My brother has it. He's enjoying it, but played a little bit of it. A friend has it too. He kind of streamed it on Discord. Wasn't interested. So that's the end of that for next. Not getting the game. Don't care about it. Just looks kind of generic. The whole memes about Star Wars. I was about to say Star Wars. That's stupid. Fallout 4 in space seems accurate. I mean, I didn't hate Fallout 4, but I didn't really say it's the best game ever. It's just kind of the thing where Bethesda games, besides Fallout 76, have been just kind of eh. But I digress. So there's this whole thing going on. This whole discourse, and by discourse I mean it's sort of spilled over to YouTube because of course it does. If something starts on Twitter, right, it's going to sort of throw itself over to YouTube because most of the people that are on YouTube and are on Twitter and vice versa. So I was looking around. I didn't know about this until about maybe 2 days ago because I think this is gonna be going on for like at least 1 or 2 days. There's this whole thing where people are apparently refunding the game because of pronouns. And my thing is, right? You start the game up, and the game asks you for your pronouns, like all these other games do. You know how character creations are in games nowadays. It's all about body type A or B. We can't say male or female anymore because the people that don't like and don't play video games might get angry that only male and female exist. You can choose your pronouns. I don't care about that shit. I really don't give a fuck. I don't know why it's in gaming in general because it's been male and female for years and we know why this stuff's being put in games now. But again, I digress. I'm not talking about that specific. I'm talking about people's reaction to people saying they're refunding the game because of it. And my thing is, these people, I've been looking through Twitter and all these other websites that sort of had this going on. And by all these other websites, I mean like articles that are. This is what happens with the game of telephone. It starts out. You remember that game of telephone where someone says something and it goes around in a circle. By the time it gets to the last person, they ask, okay, so what was the phrase? What was the phrase, or what was the saying? And it's going to be completely different because someone might mishear it. In that line of people or kids or whoever it is, someone will mishear a phrase, and this will be two people. So by the time it gets to the last person, it's going to be completely different from what it started out as. And that analogy sort of spills over into what these discourses are in gaming and all these other nerd cultures and like entertainment in general. It starts off with if a couple of people are like, maybe they were like, I don't like this in the game, so I'm gonna refund it. Or I started the game up, I didn't like this, but I'm gonna keep playing it. And then they refund it after they realize it's a Bethesda game and there's not a lot there. You know, Bethesda games usually don't have a lot. Their games are very bare bones and are sort of kept up. You know, they're kept on a pedestal for some reason because of mods, and that's how people like Bethesda games. I like some of the Bethesda games for the same reason. So I'm like, why would you buy a Bethesda game day one when I doubt there's going to be any sort of extra features to it? It's just going to be a bare bones video game. But again, let me digress. I'm getting off topic. That's what I do when I talk about things. I'm sorry about that. But people started out by saying, I don't like this. And it should have started and stopped there. You can go on the internet and call someone stupid. You can go on YouTube and call someone stupid. You can go on Twitter and call someone stupid for what you perceive as a dumb reason for purchasing a game or refunding a game. That's where it just started to stop, right? You don't like this thing that you bought from a store. And how the reaction goes with Twitter and all over the internet is, imagine if a random person came up to you. You don't know this person, you never met them, and they tell you how much of a bad person you are, how stupid you are. To your face, that you didn't like this random item that you bought that has nothing to do with it. That is what these discourses are on the internet. It's random people telling each other how their purchasing habits or what they purchase and what they don't like is bad for some reason. If someone doesn't like a game because of pronouns, right? depending on what your preferences are, you might say something about that, but you wouldn't have this reaction to it, at least realistic. That's at least how I think. I don't have that kind of reaction. I don't care about pronouns. This kind of thing in the game. Is the game good? The same thing with Baldur's Gate. It has all these other things in there, but the game itself is fine, right? You can choose pronouns, you can do all this other stuff, but the game itself is fine. I don't really care about all the other extra shit. I know why it's there, and it's gonna annoy people, and it kind of annoys me because of why it's there. It's not there naturally. It's there to pander, right? We just need to take out this other feature to put this other feature in there, but it's not the same feature, right? But what follows in this whole hypothetical discourse, or what the discourse is going on right now, is you have all these people that are telling each other, you don't like this thing because you're this and that, this and that. And, excuse me, I'm sitting here thinking, like, why does it matter? And again, I see these people, they always open up with, well, why do people care? Or haha, why do people care? But everyone's talking about it though. It's like you guys don't really open your brain up to see the reality or the irony and telling people, why do you care? But you care enough to respond to it and tell other people why you don't care. You see that? It's something that makes me laugh every time I see this. It's like, if you don't care, don't say anything. This shouldn't be a discourse. If people on the other side who are acting smug about it, saying they don't care, or saying this is not a big deal, if it's not a big deal, then why is there a discourse? Why are you arguing with these people, right? This is something I've been telling people. I'm not arguing with people. I'm just saying this is stupid on both sides. It's always stupid on both sides. For one thing, you don't need to engage these people. You can tell them, well, fuck off. It's my purchase. I chose what I want to do with this money. I chose to buy the game. I didn't like something in the game that I purchased. I took it back. What you gotta say to someone after that doesn't mean anything. You don't need to engage with these people. I don't need to justify my purchases to fucking strangers, right? But the climax factor to that is, if you say you don't care, once again, why is it a discussion then? Again, here's the thing that I don't get, and what people should start doing. If it's not that big of an issue that it's in the game and people are complaining about it, clearly they didn't see it as an issue either, right? Because think about it. I didn't just keep playing the game. Some people who refunded it didn't just keep playing the game and complained about it. And again, I've seen streams of people. They'll play the game, they'll talk about it, and then they'll say, you know what, I'm fuck this, I'm out. Or they'll keep playing the game and says, you know, the game's kind of boring. They'll have extra things after that. I've seen plenty of these streams where people will keep playing the game and it's like they're just bored with it. And then they'll say, oh, I'm not streaming the game anymore because it's not interesting to me. Which is fine. But people will, again, this is how they do this thing. And I call this, and I'll end it with saying this. This is called what I like to call manufactured discourse. They will constantly gaslight and say the problem isn't that big. It's a minor problem. Why you have an issue with it? It's not even a major problem. I don't know why people have an issue with it. They say these things all the time. But then, if you go on Twitter or all these other websites, even YouTube, right, you see video after video, or post after post, or tweet after tweet of people saying, "Oh, we don't care about this, but this and that, this and that. Nobody cares, this and that, this and that. Nobody cares." They'll drum up the hype around the discourse, and then it snowballs from there. It's a small problem that becomes a big problem through a manufactured issue. Once again, logically, you would think, okay, you say you don't care. Why are you talking about it, right? And that's my point here. If people don't care, like for me, I don't really care. I just find the game boring. It has nothing to do with pronouns. I don't really care about pronouns. From what little I played, I'm not gonna be invested in the product. You don't wait to see if the TV show is fine if you watch the first few episodes and say I don't like the premise. You don't wait a seasons to say that, right? First impressions are everything. My first impressions weren't good. Maybe the game will get better after updates or whatever it is. The game ran fine. It was perfectly okay from what I played. But it just wasn't for me. And just the ending to all this is just the whole discourse. It's just manufactured nonsense.